I am. Just waiting for someone to join in. Today it's a little different. When you just joined, just say hi. Today it's different. Every day I come for the classes for the kids to prepare them for 11 plus. Today I thought I'll do something different. Just wanted to say hi to all the parents. It's a nice Sunday evening and everybody is enjoying the sun today. Hope you guys are enjoying the sun. Had a busy day. Okay, let's start with asking everyone, how was your day? What did you guys do today? I'll start with myself. My day was a little busy today. We did the online classes today. First, I had the year 5 online class. In the evening, I had the year 4 online class. And now I thought before I go live tomorrow with the kids, doing their normal FaceTime live sessions starting tomorrow again. We are back tomorrow, Monday to Wednesday. If you miss me, I get so many messages saying that these live sessions are every day and they are free of charge. Anyone can join. You can just join in, come in with your kids, let them answer the questions. There are a lot of kids who join. There are around 40-50 kids every day who join our lessons. You as parents, you can also join in and let your children participate. You don't have to pay a single penny because we do it absolutely free. Just say a quick hi and let me know how was your day today. Did you go out for a walk? You're allowed to you're allowed to go for a walk. Just say a quick hi to me so I can come to know you have joined us. Join me, sorry, not us. I'm so used to saying us. You've just joined us. Join me. I had so many members were asking me, okay, let's start now. It's only mine. I didn't get any hi from anyone today. I really like my lessons in the morning when I do in 12. There are so many children who like saying hi to me when they start the lessons. When I start the lesson, I think so the children are much better than saying hi than parents, because I didn't see a single hi from anyone right now. Oh, I got a hi. Yeah. I was thinking if I was in the morning at 12, I would have got so many highs because I have a lot of children who like saying hi to me. At least, Aisha, I got one hi from you. I got another hi now. That's Sokshi. Another hi. So I got two highs. Okay, let's start today. I had some key workers, like social workers, who were asking me about how should we prepare our children if we go to school, if they go to school, sorry, not they, if they go to the children go to school and the parents stay at house, also go for work, not stay at house. They also go for work. I think that if they're going to school also, they can start doing something at school, like 10 minutes books and things like that, because 10 minutes books are really good. And I don't know about 11 plus if it's going to be postponed or not, but most probably 11 plus should carry on, because as you know, 11 plus normally takes place in September, October, and you prepare. And if your child gives the exam in September, October, the results will normally come in October. So there are so many things you must be worried about. But I think so we should go as it is. Don't get so much worried. Just keep preparing your kids for 11 plus, because as you know, they have not told us officially that 11 plus won't take place. Like for GCSEs and A levels, they did tell us that they will not take place. So just keep preparing your children, keeps going slow. And this is the time you can focus more on the topics if your child is struggling on, because there's so many holidays. I'm talking about the parents who are in the house. I know there are some children who go to schools like key worker kids, but they can also start doing little work when they're at school. Like they can do the little pond books. You can make them little questions to do when they go. And you can start doing, because always we used to say that after Easter is the right time to start doing papers. But if you start doing papers after Easter now, you will be not left with enough papers. So you still have time, because you have so many holidays now. You still have time to cope up and try doing something like topics with your kids now. There are so many topics I've seen the kids struggle with. In the tuition today, I was testing the year fives with antonyms, and we took a small test of CEM, and I saw all the children was, especially boys, they like struggling with antonyms a lot. So I keep telling them, like, there are some techniques for doing antonyms also. Like, if you look at the word, if there are some words you don't understand the meaning of, just try taking the the answers were multiple choice answers. Just keep crossing them, the ones you think don't make more sense. I don't have example. I should have got example with me to show you guys. Maybe next time I can give you some examples how to do antonyms, and I might do that with the online classes in the Facebook. What I do with them, I might just do one class with them to show them the antonyms, to show them how to do it, so they can have a way of doing it. Maybe I'll try doing it tomorrow if I can. I might get one sample paper which has all the antonyms, and I'll tell the children how to do it, because there are some words in them which don't make sense, so they can just cancel that words. And the best thing for going with the general knowledge, of improving general knowledge of children, and also it's like reading books. There are so many books you can read. If they're doing comprehension, I mean, this is something everyone keep asking me about comprehension. If you make a comprehension, I keep saying just make a diary also. In that diary, you can write down some words they are struggling on, and keep finding, use a dictionary side by side. Last year, I had a child. The parents were asking me what we should give our children for Easter or Christmas. You can still buy the dictionaries for them, electronic dictionaries. Electronic dictionaries are really good, and they really help the children how to do it. But nowadays, the technology is so good. All the children know how to use internet, so they can keep finding the meanings if they're stuck on using internet online. I know, I mean, online is something we also need to be really careful that now, as we are in lockdown, and the children must be watching a lot of TVs and a lot of computers, a lot of iPads. We should again make sure that the children don't do so much of uh, go online so much. And as parents, you can also try locking them uh, some sites. You can do that. There are some providers do provide that. I mean, Virgin do that. Virgin has a kid lock in it, so the kids can't go to the websites which are not they're not supposed to be there. And make sure the kids don't go to any websites which they should not log into. And keep a track what your child is doing. If they are on Xbox, also just keep looking at the boys, especially the boys. They keep going on Xbox a lot. Just try seeing what they are doing in Xbox, who are they chatting with, because boys normally have a habit of saying, I'm just doing it with my friends. Just make sure what friends they are, because as the technology is increasing day by day, we need to be careful as parents to see what our child is doing. We can't just leave them what they're doing. And also, eyes also need rest. So try having a rest time also. Let them go to the fresh air. I know everybody's scared with what situation is going on. how should my child go in the lockdown? Why, how can my child go out? You can just take them out for a walk. You can go out in a park. You don't need to go out with your friends and things like that because you're not allowed to do that. But still, having breaks in between the work, what you do in the house, is good for the kids. If you have just joined in, just say a quick hi so we can come to know that you have joined us in, because there's so many, we have so many members and only very little have joined in today. It's fine. It's my mistake also because I didn't tell you guys I was coming live. And also make sure that you make a timetable, and if you're in the house you can make the timetable. And if you're also working, like I know you'll be working from home, then also you have a limited time to support your child. But if you're in the house, you can still start doing a lot of things in the house. There are so many, there are so many websites. You go on BBC have created so many free resources. Just going for free resources, I know, me, I have been all my posts sometimes have been disliked by all the tutors who provide provide you guys with materials, and they ask you to pay for it, because I feel like at this situation you guys don't want to spend much. So again, make sure what you, where you go, if somebody says free resources, free test, free something, just be careful, because there are some websites which are not good to log in. If you log in on the websites, you might get the virus. And be careful ordering in Amazon also, because there are some things going on with Amazon these days. People keep getting emails from Amazon to verify their account. I recently got an email from Amazon because we use Amazon a lot for buying stuff. They were asking about the bank details to verify. So make sure that you don't give your bank details to anyone, not even buying in any tutor's website. Don't try giving your uh, card details, because you need to be really careful at this time of the year what's happening around. You need to protect yourself and don't give your bank details to any third party. The best thing of logging on, of taking off anything from any website or anything, is by using PayPal or using some other thing, but not giving your, not other thing like WorldPay and things like that. But don't try using the websites which tell you to log in your bank details and things like that, because I will not give my bank details to any third party. And if you get a call also from someone saying that we can register you, we can give you free resources, we can give you this, just give your bank details afterwards. So we need to be really, really, really careful on doing things like that. If you have any question you want to ask, just go ahead and just ask me. I'll be able to answer you on your questions, whatever you have. I'm just looking. There's no questions. Nobody's asking me anything today. And also be very, very, very careful about doing, and when you're preparing for 11 plus, also make sure that you don't keep buying books. What I keep saying, everyone, don't just keep buying books, because now your friends are in the house. You might get call from your friend and she might say, I'm using this book for my child, you should also use that book. Don't keep buying books after books after books. What are the maths topics for year 4? That's the topics for year 4s, I think so. Year 4 is basically the foundation, so you should try doing the basics like ratios should be there. And you should try doing fractions, ratios, fractions, the basic ones, like multiple not sorry like adding, subtracting, mixed fraction, word problems of fractions, ratio, because ratio is something I've seen everyone in year 5, they like struggling a lot with ratio. Ratio is a topic which keeps carrying on till you do your GCSEs. So if your basic is good, you'll be able to do it better. Your child will be able to do it better when they go on GCSEs. So try doing these topics, ratios there, and bus stop method mean multiplication, log multiplication, short multiplication. And I've seen that when children join in year 5, this is something they all struggle in: how to multiply, how to subtract, and uh, rounding is something we should be doing in year 4, because rounding also carries on in year 5 and 6, and this is something they struggle. So there's not basically any 11 plus don't make any topics. 11 plus don't tell you that we'll be testing the kids on these particular things. But as what has happened in the previous years, we just make a list of what has come in the previous years, and these are the things which normally come in years. You need to know the syllabus of year 4, what the school is doing, and just try doing little more than that. Basically, if you're preparing your child for 11 plus, if my child is in year 4, I would go for the resources till year 5. If my child is in year 5, I would go for resources for year 6 and the beginning of year 7, or the till the foundation of GCSE. So this is what the level is basically for 11 plus. So we need to be really careful about this, what's happening, uh, basically what how to prepare our children. So we need to go one level up, what year our child is in. And if your child is only in year 4, I would go for, if you're starting to prepare right now for 11 plus, try doing 8 to 9 bond books. And when your child has done 8 to 9 bond books, go to 9 to 10, and then obviously it'll take time for them to complete the books. When they are done, try doing 10 to 11 starting of year 5, not now, and start doing 10 minutes. 10 minutes books are really good, because the 10 minutes books tell the children where they actually are and what they are struggling in. And timing is not so important in year 4. You can just not time them so much, because timing should normally start in year 5, not in year 4 so much. If you're the year 5 parent, I would say that you should start timing your child now. Year 5 is the time we always tell the parents you should always time them. Timing is something very, very, very important in 11 plus. Intelligent children also don't pass 11 plus because of the time, when they're unable to complete the paper, when they are not they can't complete the paper because of the timing. So the best option is you should start timing your children from the beginning of year 5. I've seen the year 5 kids normally do struggle, especially the areas what they struggle is the non-verbal, because each section in non-verbal is timed. So when you're practicing non-verbal in the house, you should time them for each and every section, because Newstead and other schools, now Kent has also started. Bexley was doing it before. Now Kent has also started uh, timing children for non-verbal. This is something new. They started from last year now. This year also they had it. Last year also they had it. They started something new. And if you look at the sample paper of Kent now, it's also time. I hope I've answered what you were asking me. There's any other question any one of you want to ask me? Just try asking any question you guys have. And also I keep getting a lot of messages of members asking me what's the right time to take the mocks. I think now in the lockdown, I would prefer not to do the online mock, because it's good, but online mock is as a tutor. I mean, if I take an online mock, I won't know if you're helping your child or not. So I would prefer your child to go to a proper place to do a mock in the environment, to know if they're lacking behind in some topics or not. Online mock is good for practicing in the house for timing, but if you want to go for a proper mock and want to see what your child is doing and want to give them an atmosphere of 11 plus, you should wait for the lockdown to be over and try doing the mocks after it's done. How to start 11 plus. How to start 11 plus from year 4? I just said that if you're starting from year 4, the best thing is you should try doing the bond books 8 to 9. Try doing the bond books, the basics, basically, bond books 8 to 9. And after that, keep going one step after another. After you complete 8 to 9, go to 9 to 10, then go to 10 to 11. What's good for creative writing? I think so. The creative writing is there are a lot of books, and Manju also does a online creative writing course that's really good. Learn to write. I normally use that in my tuition also. Learn to write Manju's. That's really good. And beside that, there's one book, Tutor Hunt or something. I'll put the book's name. It's Tutor Hunt or something. It has book 1 and book 2, and that books are really good. Tutor Page or something. I don't remember the book's name so much, but I'll write the book's name. It's a really, really good book. If you've tried doing that book with your child, it has all the topics, and it also has how to start. It tells you the beginning, the middle, and the end. So it tells you everything about a topic. And in creative writing, the children should be more creative. It's basically they want your child to write about all the five senses. The five senses are your smell, your feelings, and things. Children normally in creative writing, they don't write their feelings, so they have to write the feelings, how they feel. They need to write about when they're like, if they're writing about a friction story, they need to think about it. When they need to be adjectives in it. So there's a lot of things you need to make sure when you're doing creative writing. You need to make sure that you include all the topics. Like you need to have speech marks in it. If it's uh, there should be speech marks should be there, and it should be all your connectives should be there. So it should be really interesting. And I'll write the book's name. I not remember the book's name right now, but it's really good book. And try Manju's Learn to Write. It gives you a free trial. So it's really good. The free trial is there. So you can try with the free trial. They give you a topic. And when you write, if your child write about the topic, you give the topic back. They correct it and they tell you the areas your child need to work. That's really good, because you need to know the areas what your child is working at, what your child is struggling in. I have another question. My son is in year 5. Can you tell in maths, do we have to square root sets in algebra? The algebra is this is something. The algebra should be the basic ones. I don't want you to do the algebra like GCSEs. There, I've seen in parents are posting in the group. The basic algebra should be there, like age problem should be there, and the basic algebra. Basic algebra is basically when you have 2x plus 3y equals to this, and y is the value of y is given to you, like y is 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. You just need to multiply that value with that. And algebra is like age problems. Mother is double the age of father. Father is this. Mother is double age of grandmother is double age of mother. What's the my age and things like that. So algebra should be basic. And square roots, yeah, square roots are there. Like what's the square root of 25? What's the square root of 50? Things like that. So it's the basic things. Don't go to extreme. Like I've seen parents doing till preparing the children for hard GCSE stuff. Don't do that, because you want your child. Remember, your child is only 10-year-old. Your child is not 20-year-old. So don't try doing work for a 20-year-old with your child. I mean that. Let them be young and try doing the things according to the age. Don't try making them do extra stuff above their age. I mean, going till, if your child is 10, going till 11 and 12 work is fine. But if I want my child to do the work for a 16 and a 17-year-old, they won't be able to do it. So just go according to what you think your child. Look at the sample papers. The sample papers tell you what it is. And if you're giving super selective school, I keep saying every time, for super selective school, the best option is go for private school sample papers. I know the private school sample papers don't have answers. but still you can, we have such a lovely group. There's so nice members in the group. All the tutors in this group help you guys. So try doing the private school sample papers, and if you're stuck on anything in that when you are doing them, you can ask in the group, and I know that all the members will definitely help you. I see that if there's any post for can you help me with this question or something or the other, all the members have a habit of jumping in and helping you guys. So try doing that. And the sample papers for private schools are really good. Like Seven Oaks is good. If your son is preparing for Wilson, or your child is preparing for St. Olive's or QE, the best option is go for private school sample papers also side by side than doing other papers. AE has so good papers. Go for AE papers, and you can also buy the ALT papers from our website. Our website also has a lot of papers, like we have the maths, verbal, non-verbal, and English. We have all the papers. And with the time, I'll be uploading more papers for you guys to buy from our website. So keep looking for good papers. CGP papers are really good. I really like the CGP ones. And remember, in the CGP, there are two sets. If you are doing bond GL papers, then for CGP, don't go for the GL one, go for the CEM. CEM papers are basically for Bexley schools, or if you're preparing your child for Croydon schools like Wilson and things, Wilson, etc., Wellington, Wilson. So you would go for the CEM are more harder ones, because Bexley standard is little higher than Kent. And again, if you'll be thinking, what's the difference between GL and CEM? We have answered that a lot of time in the group. GL don't have shuffle sentences. Sorry, GL don't have so much of antonyms and synonyms. They have more of shuffle sentences. They have word links, things like that. And CEM don't have that. CEM basically has more of antonyms and clauses, shuffle sentences. Shuffle sentences can be in both. It can be in CEM and GL also. So it's better these days, it's better if you are doing, you should try doing both CEM and GL, both if you are preparing your child for different schools. And another thing is, like, if you're preparing your child for different schools, you should go on the school website, and don't do it like if you're living in South London, if you're living in Bromley and something, don't prepare your child for Essex schools. It's not logical, and it'll be really hard for your child to. I know 11 plus is free. Some parents keep telling me that all the time. 11 plus is free. Our child can prepare for as many schools you want. That's not true. It's true in one sense, in the other sense, it's not true. Because if I prepare my child for all the schools, my main purpose of the main school where I want my child to go in, my child will be so tired giving 11 plus again and again. When the real school where I want my child to get admission, he'll get so tired he might not do that paper well. So limit yourself in schools. Try making a list. What's your top priority? Now, in the lockdown, you guys have time. So try thinking about which school you want your child to go in. What's your first? This is like, make a list. 1, 2, 3. This school I want my child to go in. So prepare your child more for that school. 2 and 3. And don't only prepare your child. Another thing what parents do is, I like this school the most, I'll only go to prepare my child for one school. And if parents come to our tuition also, we tell them, don't only prepare your child for one school. You don't know how your child is that day. So the best option is prepare your child for 2 or 3 other schools also. Like if you're giving only Kent, I, as a tutor or as a parent or as a friend of yours, whatever you say, I would say that I would tell you to prepare your child for Bexley also, because you don't know your child is. Kids might get nervous that day or is not feeling too well. So what would you do? So it's always to have option B. Option B is also like, also think about comprehensive schools which are near your house, because sometimes comprehensive schools are better for your child than grammar schools. If your child is struggling to prepare for 11 plus, give a break. It's not the end of the world. When I go to a doctor, nobody asks me, have you passed your grammar school? They always ask, they will ask you about your GCSE, not grammar school so much. Uh, which paper? I can't see her full question. Yeah, she's asking for slow grammar school, which paper you suggest and school. It's better which paper. I don't know so much about your site, but I would just say that go for I think so you have CEM or something. I need to have a look and see what, because normally there are two things what the school normally do. They do CEM or GL, and some schools make their own papers like St. Olive's, Newstead, Wilson, and they all make their own papers. So look at the sample papers. AE is really good. AE papers are really, their standard are really high. And the CEM basically of, if you're looking for super selective schools, I would say you should go for the CEM style, because CEM style, CEM, yeah, that was I was saying, it was CEM. Go for AE papers. AE papers are really good. The AE CEM style papers is really good. Go for them. They are really nice. And CGP CEM papers are also good. And these days I was looking, because I also have so much free time now. I was looking for First Past Post. First Past Post have lovely books now. Try doing the First Past Post books also. Like they have a word problem books. They have the word problem books in maths is really good. Try doing that one. The word problem books in First Past Post is good. And CGP also had the word problem books. It has word problem book one. I have done with my kids, my children's in our tuition, but I've never tried book two. But I have one parent who has used all these books. Was telling me last year that book one and book two in CGP they are really similar. So try doing these books, and if you need any help, just go for private school papers also. And if you have that side, the side you were just telling me, Manchester Grammar School sample papers are also really good. Try doing that, and I hope they have the answers. I don't know why these private schools make papers and they don't give answers. This is something really bad about private schools. But there are some private schools which do have answers also. Like if I look for Eltham College, it's in our side. You guys won't know that. That school has sample papers, and the sample papers have answers. I'm looking at the sample papers which have answers for private schools, and Dulwich has answers. Seven Oaks papers are really good. I would prefer you to do that, but remember they don't have answers. Robert, if you take Robert's prescription, he has prescription. He does one. I don't know what is. I forgot. I'm getting bad in memory now. His prescription is really good. It also gives you the answers for all the private school papers. Also, try doing that. It's CEM. You just told me that. There's any other thing you want to ask me? I'm always here to help you guys. Again, I keep telling you guys, if you have any other questions, if you want to ask, or anything you want to ask, feel free to keep asking in the group, because we have a lovely group and there are so many members. And also, we also have that in the morning. I'll be seeing you guys again in the morning. I have a lot of children who come in the morning for our Facebook live sessions for 11 plus. If your children is in year 4, year 5, it's better to join in. It's every day we have it, Monday to Wednesday at 12 in the morning. So keep this time free, 11 to 12 o'clock, Monday to Wednesday, every day. We have this time for you guys. I have another question. Manchester Grammar paper you suggested. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry. It's Manchester Grammar School papers. They're really nice. I'm not very sure, but I think so. They do have answers. They don't have the working out, but at least they have the answers. So that's something good. You can work out. Seven Oaks papers is also good. Try Seven Oaks. If you're good in maths, you can do it. If you're not good in maths, you'll be struggling with something, but it's fine. We learn so many things when we start preparing our kids for 11 plus. Looks like we guys are studying again. I'm just looking. If you've just joined in, I'm almost going to finish now, but I'm just waiting for some of you to ask me some questions. Then I'll have that I have answered you guys. I keep getting messages from you all that you just come live for the Facebook live just to do with the kids. You should come for us and answer some of our questions. So I hope I have answered all your questions. What do you guys wanted me to ask you guys? What did you wanted to ask me? Sorry, it's the other way around. And the book, I remember the book name, the creative writing book name is Tutor Master. It's Tutor Master Book 1 and Book 2. It's a very good book. If you're looking for something for creative writing, you should go for that book. It's really nice book and you will love that book. It's really nice. I'll write the book's name here. It's Tutor Master. It has two books. It has a book 1 and book 2. I think so I've written the book's name now. I don't know where my post is gone. Okay, I have another one now. My son needs to brush up in nonverbal. He is going to a pair of. Do I need to do a book? Yes, you do. My needs to brush up. If you're doing nonverbal, you should try doing some videos. I remember I did a nonverbal last week with the kids. Show him that videos and try doing the 10 minutes for bond nonverbal. That's good. And again, AE has really good nonverbal books. They tell you the ways how to do nonverbal. So if you do it, the nonverbal book for AE, they are really good. And AE also has nonverbal papers. If you're looking for papers, I would go for the CGP papers. CGP papers are really good. The CEM style for nonverbal. And remember, if you have CEM style, you're preparing for CEM style, nonverbal 100% would be timed. So it's better you should start timing your child now. Rotation. I know rotation is something. Cubes, rotation is something all the children get. They always struggle in that. Rotation, the best thing is, I keep telling them, sometimes it does work and sometimes it doesn't work. But if you look at rotation, it's basically you're rotating. It's like a clock when you rotate the clock. So if you rotate the clock, it's upside down. So if they put their sheet upside down, they can come to know what the answer is. Basically, this is what I tell in my tuition, and it does work sometimes. I won't say 100% because if you tell get something wrong, you'll blame me. And you'll say, Ashima told this in her live video. That rotation means putting the sheet upside down and doing it. But just try doing it sometimes, not always. But this is one of the tricks we do with rotation. There's any other questions you guys need to ask? If you feel you want to ask anything, The best thing is keep posting and keep asking in the group, or keep posting in this live video. I'll put this video in watch party or something, so you guys can keep watching it. You can watch it again if your friends have not watched it. And try, I have put some education videos in our YouTube channel. Try subscribing to our YouTube channel also. If you have missed any of the Facebook live sessions of 11 plus lockdown, in which I prepared the kids for 11 plus, because we have done, I remember we have done a lot of topics what all of you are asking me now. We did rotation, we not rotation, sorry, we did ratios, fractions, and I've done non-verbal paper, I've done one verbal paper, I've done one English paper. So I did do a lot of things for children in this lockdown, and I tried doing that. He does, you're right. Oh, at least he agrees that I'm right in rotation. So that's the thing I'm saying. Try looking at our Facebook live videos. There are some education. I did a lot of videos I did. And our FaceTime, FaceTime, what I'm saying, FaceTime, yeah, FaceTime, Facebook live. Our Facebook live Monday to Wednesday is being liked by a lot of parents. And I have a lot of kids. If try your son, getting your son tomorrow in the morning at 12. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 now. I have another one. Let me answer this one before I go. What books do you recommend to improve comprehension in year 4? How could you improve comprehension in year 4? You must have just started doing 11 plus. I would say that keep going. Year 4 is too young. Just keep doing 8 to 9 bond, then go 9 to 10 bond. And also bond also has comprehension books. If you look at bond comprehension books, they start from 9 to 10. So try doing that books. They're really good. And improve comprehension. You cannot improve something. You have to do it again and again. Like the same thing applies to we ladies. If we want to cook something, if we cook something for the first time, it won't be perfect. If we cook that thing more than twice, thrice, it'll be perfect. The same thing happens with the comprehension. In the beginning, your child will struggle. You have to sit with your child in the beginning when you've started doing comprehension. You have to sit with your child, do the comprehension. Initially, you will see that with your help, your child will improve, and then just get aside and tell your child to do it again without your help. So this is a thing. Okay, I'll be leaving now. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 now. And I'll get some more topics for you guys. Just let me know any topic you think we should have the live sessions for 11 plus lockdown, to prepare them for 11 plus. Anything you think your child are struggling in, I can cover that topic for you guys. And it was really nice for some of you who came and joined us in. And I'll see all of you again tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.